Given Senator Paul's obvious obsession with calling for my prosecution, his repeated slanderous comments about me, and recently his publicly releasing my unredacted personal diary aimed at embarrassing and intimidating me, the only conclusion I can reach is that the sole reason he is calling me before this committee is to get me to say something, anything, that could vindicate his repeated public pledges that I end up, in his words, quote, behind bars, unquote.
Okay, let's just pause there off the bat. So this is a really disingenuous way to frame what's happening to him. This is on the level, if I was a murderer, if I committed a crime, right, and the police and like investigators showed up to my door and, you know, they were constantly trying to get a hold of me and constantly trying to contact me, and my response was, these cops and they're obsessed with me. There's some obsession with me. What is going, like, why are these people so obsessed with me? And that's not what's happening. First of all, it's kind of understandable that people would have an obsession with Dr. Fauci because of the insanely detrimental impact that he had not only on the country, but the world. When you look at, you know, him being involved in the funding of the Wuhan lab and all that, or involved in that whole thing, not only on that aspect, but, you know, then in the United States, giving guidelines and instituting things that like really negatively affected people. So, you know, if you like, you know, Germans or like, you know, like Jewish people being obsessed with Hitler, or like, you know, like, is that how you would put it? Like if someone did a really bad thing and you're going to frame it as like, oh, these people are obsessed with me. That's just really disingenuous. Also, I think it's funny that like he frames in this way where it's like they're trying to get a gotcha. Like they're putting me in this position so they can do a gotcha on me. They released my diary, which has like some really incriminating and damning, you know, evidence. They're putting this out in order to like, you know, make me slip up or make me say something that could, you know, make me culpable for a crime. And it's kind of like the old adage, like, you know, if you have nothing to hide, then like this shouldn't be a concern to you. If you know, if you didn't do anything wrong, this shouldn't be a concern, right? Like if you're accused of a crime and you didn't do it, you should have no problem being like, hey, yeah, I'll comply. Like, you know, look at my shit. Like I did not do this. Now, yeah, I guess like with government involvement, there could be, you know, framing or like, you know, tampering with evidence that could, like, I get that angle, but the thing is, like, this is a government official. This is a government official that had a pardon that's worth millions of dollars. This is not like, you know, a traffic stop where a cop plants a baggie of coke in a black guy's, you know, glove compartment, and he's like, okay, well, now we're gonna. It's not like that at all. This is a complete different scenario. But of course, he's gonna frame it like this to make himself look good. So, anyways, let's continue here.
Quote: any reasonable person who has followed his unhinged obsession with me would readily come to the same conclusion. Therefore, although it pains me to do so, because of the respect I have for the legislative branch of government and my decades-long record of cooperating with Congress, under the advice of my attorneys, I will invoke my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution to refrain from answering your questions. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll stop it there. But guys, because he has so much respect for government, because you know, he loves the system. Of course he loves the system. Because he loves the system so much, he's not going to comply with the system. He's going to actually maneuver around it in order for what government is ideally supposed to do. He's going to allow that. He's not going to allow that to happen. He's going to intentionally maneuver around it because he loves it so much. Yeah, this just goes to show the type of man Anthony Fauci is. And this is who he was. I mean, throughout his whole career, someone who is very comfortable lying to your face and doing it in a way that it's like, I didn't do anything wrong. What could you possibly accuse me of? What could I have possibly done wrong here? And it's disgusting.